We have a question from Concerned in Commerce, and Concerned writes in, I own my own home investment company. We want to team up with a friend to do some deals together. He wants me to let him buy into my company. I have never worked with him before on deals, and I am a bit concerned. Isn't there a way that we can work together but still be protected by having a company? Concerned in Commerce, Michigan. And this is funny, I'll tell Concerned if they are watching. It's not funny, it's coincidental. I actually reached out to David a couple of weeks ago with a very similar question, pretty much the exact same question.
It happens a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well, yours is a little bit different, I think, but I mean, this question happens quite a bit,
Yeah, slightly different, but basically we do real estate investing. Other people want to do that with us.
Right.
How do we do it
together?
How do we protect each other, but not necessarily go all the way?
Right. So, the first thing is that these are like really partnerships, right? Everybody, somebody's bringing the money, somebody's bringing the sweat equity. They're partnerships. Everybody needs each other, but you don't need to open up commerce. You don't need to open up your company or your limited liability corporation, your S corporation, whatever it is that you have. You don't need to make a new member out of this potential partner. The way to do it, the way I like doing it, is create a partnership between your entity and have that individual make their own entity, and then we make a joint venture. It's one of the nicest ways to do business, because if you have a bad experience, first of all, the agreement that would be created, the partnership agreement between two entities, okay, regulates the expectations and the requirements and obligations of both parties. It's very nice. And if people don't meet those expectations during the first or second time that you're doing a deal together, all you have to say is, you know what, we're not doing any more deals together. And you just terminate that partnership. But it's harder if you let somebody become a member of your corporation and then you start doing business. That's not the way to do things. That's as clean as I can make it. Okay. The other thing is, Blair, I'll give you an example. And for those people who are watching, let's say I have, David Sobel LLC, and, I'm very busy flipping properties. And Blair comes along and Blair says, geez, I really want to get involved. I can do all the financing for you, David. Okay. We can create a partnership. We can create an independent contractor relationship for Blair. We can create a loan agreement between the parties. We can give Blair a mortgage. We can give Blair a lien on the property. There's so many things that we can do. The one thing I would never do is create more confusion and say, hey, Blair, come on over. I'll make you a member of my LLC. Because if that LLC has let's say my LLC owns other properties, how do I keep you from getting to my other properties, right? Everybody, Blair, I say this all the time. In fact, we just, we are constantly updating our website and our books. And we just did there's a book I have called Shady. And it's really about doing business with family and friends. And how do you deal with these arrangements, right? Most people in, smaller deals, I wouldn't say deals, but, real estate investors become friendly with people and then they start doing business with each other. Well, doing business with friends can be an awful experience if you don't have a written contract that sets expectations out for both parties, right? And I was just thinking about, just an update that we did to the book Shady, and it dealt with this issue where when people come together, everybody's always so excited. They really are, and they should be. To be an entrepreneur is like the best thing that this country, besides free, it's one of the greatest things financially that you can do. And I think you would agree with me, Blair.
Yes.
Right? This country gives us the liberty and freedom to pursue, our endeavors, what we wish to pursue, and nobody should interfere with that. But here's the thing: when you do a contract or when you do any type of new business relationship, everybody's all giddy. And they forget that there's a downside, or there will be downsides to many, hopefully it's up and down, and that, most people, uh, uh, you know, complete their endeavor and everybody, it's positive and there's money involved. But the thing is, it's not always positive. So 20% of anything that you do, believe it or not, in a business arrangement is always going to be very positive. It's the beginning of your relationship. That's the top 20%.
Mm-hmm.
The other 80% now is getting the work done, and in the process, there's going to be pitfalls, and you have to have an agreement between the parties that say, okay, well, what happens if we have this issue? What happens if we have that issue? And oh, I don't remember that you were supposed to get 40% of the deal. I thought you were only supposed to get 30%. Well, they should all be in writing.
Right.
And that 80% of a contract is really the meat and potatoes of what needs to, be done, and where all the parties have to understand how they can go forth together. Okay. The 20% is the honeymoon. The other 80% is what, and that you've heard me say this before, what the other side is going to do to you when you don't perform according to the expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So, that book Shady, if you, for those people who are watching, you just go to provenresource.com, go to the library section. I have 6 books there. They all relate to real estate in some way, shape, or form, or contracts. And Shady deals with business contracts between family and friends. It
And
really,
your books are free, aren't they?
yeah, the books are
Mm-hmm.
free.
Yeah.
One of the books, an older book, has been downloaded over 300,000 times.
That's awesome.
So, oh yeah, I mean, it's very positive. The book itself is, talks about a very tough topic, but I feel great that, there are at least 300,000 people out there who've been able to use it, hopefully, for their benefit,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it is free. So getting back to this whole concern in commerce, you should be concerned, but don't do your transaction without the help of a business attorney, or if it relates to real estate, get a real estate and contract attorney. That's what we do. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, I can go on and on and on about this topic.
No,
Yeah.
and I think that you really answered the question very well, and that's how you answered the question for myself as well. So in my situation, it's someone wanting to do business with me and wanting to know how can we do it together. And the answer to that is, for us was just a joint venture, instead of everyone coming together in some sort of, everyone's in an LLC. We are separate.
Right.
Just,
you can have a joint operating agreement. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do.
Yeah.
And then you can make it specific only to one transaction or many transactions. Real estate investors, by their very nature, once you start working with people, if you have a good feeling about, the other party, and then you have a profitable experience, you'll do business again. And then, what? You redo the document, or you do form a company together, but don't do it right away. Don't do it if you don't know the people initially.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a marriage, or kind of like dating.
It is. And that's what partnerships have been for us. So my husband and I, in real estate investing, it's really been like dating, and you're very excited about certain individuals.
Sure.
And then a few deals.
Some people
later,
disappoint.
And then a few deals later, you are ready to start seeing other people. So
it's the best way to explain it to people, right?
It really is.
Right.
That's a great analogy.
Right. Well, very good.
Thank you to Concerned in Commerce. That was a very good question.